Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back. My name is Stuart, and this is Stuart's and Stitches. Today is Sunday, the 20th of July, and this is Flosstube number 33. It's another Sunday morning, and it is not a roasty, toasty, sunny morning either, sadly. It is dreich, drizzly, and grey this morning. We've had a damp sort of weekend, but that's the weather from central Scotland this morning. There we are. So, welcome back everybody. It's nice to be here spending some time with you. Hope you've all got some stitching, something nice to drink, some tea, coffee, water, or whatever you feel brave enough when you're stitching to drink. Those of you who continue to return on a weekly basis, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate that. It's always good to hear from you. For my new subscribers, as we do welcome aboard. I do hope you continue to enjoy. Thank you for subscribing. It's always nice to see the numbers go up. I would love to say I'm not a numbers boy, but I spent most of my working life dealing with numbers. And I love maths, what can I say? And I do counted cross stitch. The clues are all there. To anybody who's just found me and is new this morning, welcome. I do hope you enjoy what I'm sharing with you. As always, please do give me a thumbs up. Let me know you like what I'm sharing with you. Drop me a comment and think about subscribing and ringing the bell. You'll get notified every time I post, which generally tends to be on a Sunday morning. Well, a Sunday at some point, depending where you are in the world. As always, please do comment. It is always a joy to read the comments. I always enjoy engaging with the community that follow along here. It's always good fun to hear from you, hear what you're up to. I'm now kind of getting to recognise some of the whips you're working on. It's only taken, 9 months or so to get used to the regulars who are telling me all about their stitching. But if you please do let me know what you're working on. It's always interesting. There's lots of stuff out there that I've never even come across, and it sends me off down another rabbit hole, and you can never have enough rabbit holes in the stitching world, I don't think, can you? Other ways of getting in touch with me is email at stuartsandstitches@gmail.com and on Instagram at stuartsandstitches. I will put these links down below in the comment, not in the comments, that's your place. I'll put them in the description box below. What else to say? On Instagram I generally post most days, usually my temperature stitching and my Saga progress, more of which anon. Other than that, I will occasionally post whatever other stitching I'm working on that week, if I remember to at the end of the night. Clue there being end of the night, Stuart is sleepy. Stuart's grey cells are not functioning quite as well as they did first thing in the morning. Not that they ever do these days, but hey ho. What else? I'm busy looking down. I've got my diary in front of me plus my notes. Right, what are we talking about today? We'll have whips. We'll go through the whips that Stuart's been working on this week. We have the shelf of surprises. There's a couple of things came jumping out to me today when I went having a wee scurry through it. It's all sitting over that side of me. We have a little bit of haul to talk about, some bagged stuff, a wee bit of plans, and I think that should see us through the morning quite nicely. So settle in and let's see how we go. First off, get a drink of water. Keep yourself hydrated, people. Right, temperature stitching is first off the bat this morning, as usual. So, temperature stitching, what do I mean when I say temperature stitching? Those of you who are regulars here will know exactly what I'm about to say altogether. My temperature stitching is, I take 10 projects and assign them the numbers 0 to 9. I will then each day look in the BBC weather app to see what that day's high temperature is. I will then take the last digit, or if it's a single digit, that is a digit, and that will tell me what piece I'm stitching. So for example, today the temperature is 20, so 0 for me is, excuse me, I'll just flick back, I think I would know all these by now, is a piece by Country Cottage Needleworks, which you are going to see today. I think that came out at some point, yes it did. Love Lives Here, Saga's another 100 stitches today. And generally I will do 100 stitches on the project each day or until the thread runs out, if I'm feeling duly inspired by the piece. And then it goes away. And when I started this, in general, I thought, well, I'll give it 10 appearances and then it'll go and someone else will swap in. However, I have now rethought that a bit, and if I'm enjoying the piece and I have a logical stopping point coming up that I haven't reached yet, I will then work on it until I reach that logical stopping point, and then I will swap it out. As I said before, it's my temperature stitching, so my rules. And it's all working for me. I'm really enjoying this. Every day I've got something different out of my 10 pieces to stitch generally, because the temperatures in Scotland are like, no, I will not use the phrase I was going to use. I don't think I should use that one in Flosstube. They are variable. They go up and down, and I'll leave you to try and work out what phrase I might have been thinking of that would actually go with that description. There you go. So, these are in no particular order of the days they come out. They're just as that the order they are sitting beside me when I hauled them out this morning. So first up we have, the stray needle, which I must just tidy up before I float it around, or there's going to be a disaster. Excuse me while I just get this in and out the fabric. There we go. This is Santa's House from Cottage Garden Samplings, their Fabulous House series. I didn't buy all of these. I only bought about 3 or 4 of them, and this is one of them. And it's going to look like that. Lovely, lovely Christmassy piece. And this has been in my temperature stitching since the start of the year when I first started this. I keep saying it, and it's so true. These are deceptive. That doesn't look as if there's going to be a lot of work there, you would think. But what size is it again? I keep forgetting. It's 120 by 120, so it's not insubstantial. There's plenty going on, and yes, they are bigger than you think, or at least I thought so. And this is in 40 count. I'm stitching this, I think. It's either no, it must be 32 because I'm doing it I'm doing it 2 over 2, so it'll be 32 count. And it's a West Green Loft yarn, and I can't remember the name of the fabric now. It'll be somewhere in my Instagram, I think. But anyway, here's where we are. So temperature stitching has been really good for this. When I started my temperature stitching, I was only up to about the house there, and I'd done a wee bit of this lamp. So now you can see what I've finished. And this week I started filling in within the grey section of the roof here. So I've done the red motifs, filling them in. And I'm now filling in it's 3865 against this pale material. It does show, because I can see it in real life. It's maybe a bit, it's more of a hint of it there than a distinct here I am in your face sort of thing. But it's coming along very well, and I'm very pleased with it. There's 2 variegated colours in this. There's Plymouth Rock, which is the grey, and there's Ladybug, which is that. They are Classic Colourworks. Everything else is DMC, although I think for this one I'm using CXC. Now I'm very pleased with how that's looking. I love these wee deer at the bottom, they're so cute. So we'll keep progressing with that. As Emily says, we'll keep trucking along. Alright, so next up is what's coming out today. This is Love Lives Here from somewhere. Here we are. Country Cottage Needleworks. This I started in November 2022, so it's coming up to its 3-year anniversary and it's still not finished. That's what it'll look like when it's finished. I think this is one of the first pieces I started on a... I'm going to say higher count, let me just check. No, it's not. It's the first piece I started on something on a sort of fancy fabric, I think, or a sort of more neutral. Not say fancy, but I think I mean more neutral. I'm just tightening up the Q-snap a wee bit. It's a 32 count from Fibre and a Whim. 32 count latte. It's lovely. I do like it. I could do to get some more of this, to be honest. And I'm using all the called for threads, which are Classic Colourworks. There we go. Nice, lovely red. So that's those. So I'll just run my fingers through and untangle a wee bit. And here's where it's at. So this week, I finished off this week the fence post here and put the wee birdie on, and I've started what's going to be a tree. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll fill in that, as I pick it up each day, I'll fill in this section, I'll then fill in this section here, and then there's a big ass house in the middle, and I think that's probably going to be it. You see it's looking, it is. Because there's that there is repeated here, and then all of this is repeated over here, and then we have the house in the middle. And that'll be it finished. And then I can make a cushion probably, I think. Is what this is going to become when I put my teeth in. And give Red Rum his teeth back. So, there we are. Right, let me just squeeze that back into its bag. Sorry for the unexpected pause. A sneeze came upon me and it had to be snoozed. Right, so Love Lives Here came out on Wednesday and that got 114. Santa's House Party came out twice and it got approximately 200 odd stitches. I've kind of, for my non-pattern keeper charts, I've kind of stopped counting the 100 stitches. I kind of guesstimate it, and generally if I stitch for an hour, that's usually, I can usually say I've done about 100, so I'll just go with that. I think that's a fair enough ballpark figure for me on it. Right, next up is Scary Sampler from Heartstring Samplery. I love this. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get back to stitching this. This is all different references to pop culture of various forms and formats. There we go, isn't it lovely? Scary Sampler. Mortality, here I come. So it's got references to all sorts. The house is Thornfield Hall from Jane Eyre. Cathy's ghost in a window somewhere, which you probably won't see. Oh well, you can actually. I can just see it looking next to the Whomping Willow. That's from Wuthering Heights. Cathy, Whomping Willow, of course, is Harry Potter. There's all sorts of things going on in this. It's brilliant. Such a good piece. The lassie that designed this, oh my, she was definitely on her game that day. Not that she never is, of course. So, here's the threads for it, he says. Here we go. So, kind of nice palette, fairly inoffensive neutrals and a stray thing. Oh, that's the ones for Love Lives Here. Let me put them away, or I really cannot have these parting company with a project, or down that road lies ruin. Oh, this is a fabric with the most amazing, inspiring name. Wait till you hear this. So this is from XJ Design. It's a 36 count Zweigart Edinburgh linen. I'm stitching in this 1/1 with those lovely called fors, which is a mixture, by the way, I forgot to tell you. It's Classic Colourworks, Gentle Arts, it's a Gentle Arts Simple Shaker, and Weeks Divers. It's called Rustic Drab. Now, isn't that a name to inspire you to go and grab that fabric off the shelf? I love that. I think it's hilarious. I fear it may have got lost somewhat in translation, because I think XJ Designs, I'm fairly sure she's from Hungary. So it may be in the Hungarian language, or it may be somewhat more picturesque. However, there we go. I just love that rustic drab. It always makes me laugh. So what am I doing is this a moment. So we're in the bottom left hand corner as usual, and I'm just filling in this mossy colour, which is exactly what it's called, mossy. So I'm just putting in 100 odd stitches every day. That's the edge of the coffin that you saw. I'm just going to, probably next time I'm going to work along. So this is the left hand edge coming up. I'm just going to work along probably this way for a wee bit. It's coming on well, very pleased. I like the variegation in that green, looks looking nice. So that got roughly 100 stitches. I got an hour, so that's good. Oh, put the picture in as well, Stuart, put the picture in. Well, this is one of my bags. This is something I need to do again actually. This was, I had a pile of scraps left. So I basically cut them into 2.5 inch strips and did a quilt and flip thing. So basically I put them onto the wadding and the backing and just stitched everything down. So it's a quilt as you go sort of, and then flip them over and attach the next strip and so on and so forth. I had a piece of fabric that was sufficient length to fold up and make a bag. So you can see the quilting inside as well. There it's. And I've got so much scrap fabric just now that oh yes, I also got very confused. I put the zip on because the zip should be starting here going there, but I've got to start there going here, which really throws me sometimes when I'm picking this up thinking, okay, where's that zip gone? I've got a huge mega size bag full of scrap fabric that I need to cut into 2.5-inch strips, and I could make a ton of bags out of those, just using that format. So someone to point out, what a wee break from stitching. Whoever was that? That's a strange concept. I don't know if I like that idea. Anyway, at some point I need to go through that bag and start cutting, I think. Cutting to size. Right, so that came out, when did that come out? Santa's done. Scary Sampler came out twice actually. Came out yesterday, Saturday, and it came out last Sunday, I think. No, it didn't. It came out on Monday. So it's had at least 200 stitches this week, which is good. Good progress. And the last piece is an old favourite from Lavender Lace Designs. This is Blue Moon Angel. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count something. I bought this years ago from UK Peeps. So and so was a thing, and you could go on there and they would have all these kit on the website, and you could actually, they had all the supplies and you could pick and choose what you want, like Arts and Designs do now, which is I think it's a brilliant service. That just, you don't have to go hunt through the website every day. It's like 1, 2, 3 stitch as well. You just pick what you want. With picking all, if you want everything. Who doesn't want everything? We're stitchers, we want the lot. So here's where we are on it. I'm peering around the side here just to see what you can see. Aye, there we go. So I was working, where was I working? I was working along here this week when I picked him up. Well, apparently angels are sexless, so when I picked it up, so I'm working on the blue moon, which from a distance I can actually see is blue, so it kind of looks a bit funny when I look at it working up. And I was always in a very brave state of mind when I picked this. I was looking at this hand here, that's 1/1. So this is why the face is looking rather blank at the moment. The face has not been started yet, because that's that will need now to be done 1/1 now that I'm committed. So that's a daunting prospect that I'm not ready to face just yet. But she's lovely, isn't she? I still need to source the Blue Moon charm. I don't think I've got the Blue Moon charm lurking, so I need to source that. Excuse me, I'm just putting this to the side. Right, that was all the temperature stitching this week. Oh no, it wasn't. There's one more. Sorry. So Blue Moon came out last Sunday rather, and it got an hour or 100 stitches. And then finally, now that I've sorted and now that I've frogged and fudged and happy, we have Supernatural. So that came out. Supernatural is number 6 on my temperature stitching. So we had a 16 on Tuesday. What was the high this week anyway? 21 when Santa's House came out. Aye, and compared to the 27s and 28s we were enjoying last week, hotter than the surface of the sun, it felt to me. Being a Scottish, well, when I had hair, Scottish ginger, fair-skinned creature. Peely Wally, as my mother would have said. Right, Supernatural. This is a sal that came out a few years ago from Witchy Stitcher, with lots and lots of black, no surprise there. Gwen's famed for her use of the Cone of Doom. This is a companion piece to Cryptids, which I did finish. So I started this one and thought, oh, I'll get this finished, this is good fun. It's the borders kill you. Anyway, here we are. So I love the top, I love that font at the top. That font is where I went wrong, somewhere. I'm not going to tell you where in it, but somewhere up there threw me out by half a stitch when I got down to the bottom of the border, hence the frogging and the fudging. But that's all now rectified. And this week, let me just fold this up a bit more, now that you've seen it all. This week I was working down there. In the bottom, I got to the bottom left. No, bottom right corner. No, bottom left. Aye, bottom left corner. So I'll just now start working along. And we'll see how it goes. So this is being stitched on something. mushroom. I think it's 32 count mushroom from Extra Design, using CXC threads in the correct colours. So very happy with that. Pleased that that's now sorted and I can make more progress on it. Since I started that, I've actually finished the those borders coming down the side, and that was no mean feat, let me tell you. There was a lot of border going on there. Right, so that's temperature stitching done for the week. So that was good progress. This reminds me, I stitched on everything every day this week, so it's been a good week of stitching, to be honest. I'm very happy with that. So, next piece to show you, our old friend Saga. I am loving this, by the way. This is tremendous, this piece. So, get my tablet, 'cause I'm going to need a tablet later on anyway. Let's get this to hand. What is Saga, one might ask? It's not sexually active geriatric antiques, as somebody once told me. Sorry, I'm just scrolling to find it on Pattern Keeper. View mock-up. Right. This is Saga. And I'm down the bottom arch over this side. That's a big beauty of an arch, by the way. I'm using that phrase a lot, by the way. It's very West Coast. So, that's coming along very well, very happy. Why am I stitching Saga, you might ask? Well, Andrew the Runner Stitcher is doing a marathon, and he's training for said marathon. Said marathon is taking place in Sydney in Australia. Andrew lives in New York. So there's a wee bit of travelling going on at some point soon for him, which is very exciting. That's happening at the end of August. So he has been training now since the start of May. Yes, since the start of May. He has a very rigorous training schedule, which he is prone to chop and change. Depending on the weather, one has to keep alert. I've been caught out, although in saying that I am actually ahead, because I think today was going to be a rest day, and yesterday would have been a stitching day, or a training day for him, a stitching day for me. And I stitched yesterday, but I haven't had a look at it this morning. I see he swapped them round, and he's doing 13 miles. Oh bloody hell! Good luck, Andrew. 13 miles today, but I have stitched for his 13 miles yesterday, so we're good. Where was I going? Oh yes. So why are we doing this for Andrew? So Andrew's in conjunction with his training schedule, he has created a whip into shape, where we all join in to support Andrew's training by picking up a whip and following his training schedule, getting one of our whips into shape, as well as him getting himself into marathon shape. So, what does that mean? Every day Andrew will update his schedule. It's a Google Docs, and I'm going to link his video below where he explains this far better than I ever can. However, we're getting there. He will run a set number of miles each day, which will take a certain amount of time, and depending whether you count stitches or do your stitching by time, you would either stitch 10 stitches per mile he runs, or stitch for the time he ran. So if you ran 3 miles, or today 13 miles, that'd be 130 stitches, or what's that? Maybe 2 hours to run 13 miles, half a marathon for him. I might be optimistic in his that. However, Andrew will do what he does, and does very, very well. I am stitching 100 stitches a day regardless. It's like I keep saying, I'm not going out of bed for 10 stitches for a mile. I'll do 100 stitches every day on this, and I have made tremendous progress, with which I am extremely delighted. You've seen this. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll be seeing this. You'll probably get sick of seeing this popping up every day. I'm almost religious in my faithfulness to this. So this week we've started finished up here, started bringing this down. We've got this wee bit here which is replicating this here, and that will then meet up. I'm saying meet up, fingers crossed. And then we get this pillar down here, and fill in to along there, and that's that with that first arch done. That first arch, that's a big ass arch, by the way. There's a lot going on in there. The detail that's come out as I've stitched this has been incredible. I love it. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count Zweigart Country Mocha. I am using Silks for You Red PRO34, and it's 1 strand over 2. 1 strand of silk over 2 of the linen. And I love this every day. So good. I'm so glad I picked this up. And Andrew, thank you for creating this challenge. I would never have got this far in this year. This has been out now for about a year since I started this last August at the day retreat from the Scottish. It was run by the Scottish Stitching Retreat. I went to Glenskirley Castle over where's that near? Oh, it's over in this along the Central Belt. So I was along the M9 and down a bit. Aye, along the M9 and down a bit. I God only knows what's going on this year. I had somebody going whee. Having them. Oh, somebody with their wains. That's all. Right, so sorry, that sidetracked me a little bit. So Saga. So that will next get stitched on. I'm not sure actually. I think tomorrow's a rest day, and so it'll come out again on Tuesday. Because it should have been today, but it got yesterday, which turned out to be a rest day. But that's all fine. We're up to date, so I'm happy with that. Oh, that's black thread that belongs to Supernatural. I can go back over there. And what else did I work on this week? I also worked on the mermaid letter. Have I got the picture for it? No, I haven't. Oh, I see it. Excuse me while I just stretch to the window ledge. There. I guess you got a big expansive blue t-shirt going on there, or tealy green, or whatever colour it is I'm wearing today. Right. So, this is a piece I'm doing for the wee lassie living next door. It's going to be for Christmas. Turn it into a wee cushion for her. It's Nora Corbett's Letters from Mermaids. This is E. All very much a lady's colourings. There was glorious auburn hair. So, let's have a look and see where Stuart got to this week on it. Let's see, where is it? I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it for looking at it. You ever get that? You're looking for something, you're looking straight at it and you still can't see it. This is one of my needle needs frames. Is it needle need? Ah, it is. And this is being stitched in a piece of 32 count Jodery from 32 count Opolescent from Jodery. Jodery is no longer trading. I got this piece from my stitching friend Gail, and it has now been put to good use. And here's where we are. So we're coming. I've finished all the way along here. I've just got the beading to do in this section now, and we'll just work up the back of the E next, I think. So either that, or I'll get into the body of the mermaid. We'll see. That's coming along very well. Very pleased with my progress in that. I do like it. Stitching this with the called for threads, which are kind of looped up here in a bit of a tangle, but that's alright. And I'm very pleased with my progress on that. I think that's coming on lovely. So when it's finished, I'm going to turn it into a cushion probably. I've got some nice mermaid fabric I can put in the back of it. And she can have that for a bedroom or something. So there we are. I hope she likes that at some point. I'm saying I should, fingers crossed, I should have that finished for Christmas. I've made good progress so far. This is my equivalent of Christmas in July stitching. This and the next piece I'm going to show you. And that they're not Christmassy pieces, but they are pieces to be Christmas presents. So the next piece I've been working on, this is for Ellers' mother, is a piece by Puntini called Just One More Chapter and Other Lies I Tell Myself. Pam's a great reader, so I thought I would, when I saw Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, doing this, and then I saw her mother's marvellous finish of it into a book cushion, I thought, right, that is a good idea. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I can do that in my sewing machine. Once I've stitched this, I can do the doing to turn it into the book cushion easily enough. So, now somewhere under this, you may wobble. Let's see if no, I'm not going to. The fabric that I'm using, it's a 32 count again from Gail. Is it Mystic River or something? No, Mystic River. What's Mystic River? Is that Vampire Diaries? Can't remember. No, there was a TV series. That and the originals. Ooh, Klaus. Hello. Oh, sorry. Back in the room. Right. So I started this week and I've actually done not bad. Let me get this black thread out the way that I'm working on just now. Let me just put that up there. So here we go. Here's where we are. So I decided I'd get the bottom banner done first with all the black. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So the black is DMC 310, which I had a wheen of, so I thought I'll just use that. But the rest of the colours I'm using for this are not CXC, it's Royal Broderie I'm using on this one, which are hiding where? Oh, they're behind me, but they're mixed in with someone else, another chart as well, so I'm not going to, I won't show you those, because it's just standard colours, it's not over dyed or anything. But this Royal Broderie, this kind of yellowy colour going on for the words and other lies I tell myself, that's Royal Broderie, which I got from Lindsay at Blushing Pink Stitches. There's a good supplier of those, very quick. She has her own Flosstube channel as well. So I'm very pleased with progress in this. I just started this on Tuesday, so I'm over halfway along. This, by the time this section's finished, this wee bit's finished, it's over 1,000 stitches in that. Can you believe it? So very pleased with that. So again, that's for Christmas. That was my other Christmas and my nod to Christmas in July. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully that'll be achievable. No reason why not, to be honest. Right, what have we got next? What are we looking at? What order are we on? We'll do the shelf next, I think. So let me just grab. Right. And then we'll do haul. Right then, here we are, back again. So from the shelf this week, it's got a couple of finishes plus a couple of charts still to do in the series. Who doesn't like a stitchy series? I mean, you buy one, you're committed. Then you've just got to buy the rest of the series, and you hope you made a wise choice and not bought something with 12 in it or something like that. So this is one of my bags. I love this Japanese style fabric. This is white cranes. Isn't that gorgeous? I shouldn't say that, I made the thing, but the fabric itself is stunning. I'll show you the inside that I used. Once I get it. I always feel ashamed people when they're showing their vinyl bags, they sometimes forget to show the inside fabric as well when you turn it around to the front. So I used that as my inside. This is before I found the joy of glittery fabric. This is just clear, glittery vinyl. This is just clear vinyl, but nonetheless. Very happy with that bag actually, I like that one. Hence why I have it and nobody else does. So what's in this bag, you might ask? Well, I'm so glad you did ask, because I'm about to tell you. So we have these threads. Sorry, something got through my head there. I was thinking I was going to tell you today. Oh yes, so these are the colours for the 4 charts that are in here. 4 charts, and that's the colour palette for them. Each chart only has 3 colours, and it is incredible the effect you can get with 3 colours. So the pieces I'm talking about are the pieces from Summer House Stitchworks, Spring Awakens, Summer Refreshes, Autumn Provides, and Winter does something else. Winter Cometh. So I've stitched 2 of these. I've done Summer and Autumn. So I still have... is that right? Aye, Summer and Autumn. Still... No, Spring and Summer I've done. So I've still got Autumn and Winter to do. I just haven't got around to that yet. So I can show you Spring and Summer in reality. So this is Spring was stitched on a 32 count piece of Jobelin from Ship's Manor, from Eric at Ship's Manor. It was a monthly May primitive, and it looks like this. This is a finished piece, which I love. I love the fact they only use 3 colours, and it is so effective. I think I finished this in 2023. It's incredible the effect you can get and the fading and all that you get with just 3 colours. I cannot believe it. I love this. So that was spring. That was the second one I did. The first one I did, this is when we started having the day retreats a long time ago through an air. The first one we went to, we all thought, or a lot of us decided to start on these seasonal pieces from Stitch House. Was it Summer House Stitch Works? We ordered them all ordered them from 123 Stitch because they were. I think we'd all just discovered that the postage to the UK from 123 Stitch is tremendous, regardless of what you buy. The postage is incredible. And the service is very good as well. They're up there with my favourite arts and designs. This one is stitched on another piece of fabric by Eric that I had in my stash. It was a June fabric of the month, a 32 count Jobelin. So there's summer. And again, very impressive what you can do with 3 colours. And what beautiful colours. It is only 3, isn't it? I'm looking at that thing. How many colours are in that? Aye, 3. Coral, khaki green and steel grey. 349, 3013 and 318. Just the way they can play with each other was confusing me a wee bit. Just peer it over the top, see what you can see. But it's beautiful, I do like it. I remember that plant at the side of the house there, thinking, is this plant never going to end? But they are nice. So that was on the shelf. So that was a finish plus there's 2 to start in there. So I'm probably going to use these fabrics, I think, for the 2. I'll probably put winter on that one and autumn on the summer one. Maybe. We'll see. So there was that. Just get them back. Let me sort out that blue fabric. It was going to be crushed to buggery. I do like these pieces, they are nice. There. So there was that. And then I found something I forgot I had. This is my venture into needlepoint. So this is a kit from Needle Delights Originals, designed by Kathy Reese, her name is. This one is called Tahiti, and I bought it just purely because I love the colours. This is one day what it will look like. Someone lurking over the edge here. But isn't that glorious? Got all those bright colours. And this is done in a mixture of threads. There's all sorts going on here. Hang on, I need to hide a wee bit of the chart. There we go. So there's Pearly Cotton, there's Karen Water Lilies, there's Karen Wildflower, something or others, DMC. There's all sorts of stuff in there that I've never used before, and it is tremendous. I'm loving it. I don't know why I've not brought it out. Partly because it's all specialty stitches, and they take a wee bit of thinking and working out. The diagrams are very, very clear though, which is great. There's lots of variegation in the stitches as well, so let me show you where I've got to. Here we are. Look at these road stitches down at the bottom here. Look at the colour, look at the variegation. Isn't that gorgeous? So we've got there's also, I can't remember the names of all the stitches now because it's been a while since I picked it up. But the effect, I just love that. Who knew you could get something so beautiful out of something so simple? So this needs to stay out actually and get some loving attention at some point. I just love looking at that. It's just for the complexity, all the different stitches. It's so nice, and the texture when you rub your hand over it is lovely. The whole thing's just makes you smile. Right, so that was from the shelf of surprises today. Let me just actually put something down in plans. I need to tell you about. Right, haul. What have we got in haul? Well, a few things to share with you today. Right, first off, I meant to show you this last week and completely forgot to turn around and went, oh shit, after I'd stopped recording. Oh well then, that ship has sailed. It'll can wait till next week. Right, there's a new sal in town. Jen's Stitchy Corner on Flosstube has decided that she would like to start Owl Forest Embroidery's Emerald City stitch along. I mean, this stitch along was from a few years ago, so the stitch along itself is now complete, so you can get the chart in its entirety. I have printed the chart. I have not yet committed to joining the SAL yet, but we've printed the chart, so read into that what you will. There's the chart. Garrett, Coffee Stitcher, I think he's stitched this already. He stitched this to come out because he's a huge Oz fan. I think he's planning on doing it again with his own quirky touch to it. So it's printed, so we shall see. I think it'll be quite fun. But the last thing I'm needing at the moment is another new start. Said no stitcher ever. So that arrived. Well, that arrived. That's been printed. I'll link Jen's channel below. If you want to join in, I'm sure you can join in any time, but her start date for it is tomorrow, the 21st. So plenty of notice going on there from me to you. It would have been a week if I told you last week, which was what I was supposed to do. Then, now a couple of things that popped through the letterbox this week came from Megan at Coffee Crafts. She has some hand-dyed fabric up for sale, and I just had to dive in and get myself some of that beauty. So I've got a nice opalescent something. Megan doesn't name her fabrics. So this is a 28 count fat quarter. It's an even weave opal. And a kind of nice purple. Isn't that nice? I do like this. I do love some sparkle. So that'll be fun to do something nicely with. Again, I've no idea what, but I'm not short of stuff to stitch, so something will be put on it. And then this one's, oddly enough, having just said what I said about not naming our fabrics, this one does have a name. This is Raspberry Ripple, which goes very nicely with my other delivery this week of non-stitchy goodness, which was Raspberry Ripple Gin. Oh my, that was something good. It still is something good. I've not finished the bottle, don't panic. I only came in the door on Wednesday or Thursday. No, Thursday arrived. Oh, that's something else. Oh. I might have some of that later on, you never know. I was thinking, I usually drink my gin with tonic. I was thinking I was drinking that one. I thought this would be it'd be very, very sweet, but this would be lovely with cream soda. I'm sorely tempted to pop Taz and get a bottle to try. Oh, anyway, here's the fabric, which actually does look a very pale raspberry ripple. Again, it's opalescent. You got a wee bit of the glitter there, so it's very nice. I do like it. So that will go into the shelf where all the fabric lives. Right. Oh, that's what I was going to show. I knew there was something I was going to tell you about. When I was looking here, I was thinking that this morning. You know, you get snag nabbits. It's a kind of like a needle, but it's a slightly wider, and it's got a kind of grid or ridge on it. And you use that to pull through your fabric. If there's anything stray pops up from the back when you're stitching it, it just pulls it through. I do have one or two of those, but I do feel they're a wee bit rough, maybe, depending what you're working on. So while I still use them, I also came up with my own concoction in that I put a normal needle, maybe 4 or 5 threads through just to give it a wee bit of bulk, and I use that. Sometimes I'll just put that through the fabric. It's a bit more gentle in your threads, I think, so it catches anything that's popped through that shouldn't be showing in the front and will pull it to the back for you quite nicely. maybe a little bit more gentle than the Snag Nabbit. Your mileage may vary, as they say. So those came in. Now the other things I got, a couple of charts, and you say to yourself, Stuart, you don't need charts. Yeah, why did that ever stop me? Seriously? Please? So, just to top it all, one of them was a supersized max colour. What was I thinking? Well, might you ask? So this is the last sale from Michelle at Heaven and Earth Designs. The design is from Amy Stuart, and this is supersized museum shelf max colours. I've seen a few people working in this, and I thought, oh, okay, then it's time I push the button in this. I looked at it often enough, and that's just the PDF. It's the mock-up I want. You think I know how to work pattern keeper by now, wouldn't you? View mock-up. I know how to edit legend. There we go. So here we are. It's not even started yet. So I think this will be fun. I've seen a few folk working in this. Kim, the Spartan Stitcher, she's working in this. Tammy, my friend Tammy, is working. I think she's doing a quick stitch of the Egyptian shelf. Maureen, are you working in a section of this somewhere? I have a sneaky feeling you might be. And Jen, I don't think this has crossed your radar yet. But in answer to your question yesterday in your video saying you thought my piece for the catching rays would be big in 25 count. Yeah, it's massive. That would cover our king size bed, I feel. When it's finished. When it's finished. Ah, there's optimism for you. So that was bought. So that's going to be, that will be stitched probably in 25 or 28 count. So another bedspread. And then I saw this yesterday. Helen, one of my friends on Facebook and Instagram, a lovely lady, Helen, who's a huge Santa fan, posted that she'd got these stitches so beautiful. There's a series of Santas, and there was one of them just stopped me in my tracks. It's called Kris Kringle, and I thought, okay, that just needs to be on my pattern keeper. And look where he is now on my pattern keeper. Isn't he gorgeous? So that's some stitches so beautiful. Thank you, Helen, for letting me see that. Fortunately, I got paid last Thursday there, so that's max. That's the max colour, max size version. The max size, max colours is not as in Heaven and Earth definitions. It's slightly more realistically achievable. I think this is about 600 by something or other, and it's about 180 colours, give or take. But it's lovely. I do like it. I do like an old-fashioned style Santa. So that was the haul this week. Doing about 47 minutes now. We're doing not bad. Right, bag stuff. Oh, other haul really. This is fabric for bags. Who was I watching last night? Oh no, the other night Elaine. Ellie Stitcher. She always covers her eyes at this section. Well, if you're a Halloween fan, Elaine, you might want to cover your eyes or look away now. So I bought myself some Halloween fabric for bags. So what have we got? Let me get these sorted to show you. So we've got this kind of witchy bookshelf sort of thing going on, which I think is amazing. I do like it. There's a bag or two in this fabric's future. Then we've got some kind of a grayscale haunted house style thing going on. That would make a good bag. If I'm enabling you to buy bags, I make no apology. It's all good for my stitch and stash. Another one. What's this? This is an eerie welcome. This is called. Again, screaming for a Halloween bag. I do like these fabrics. I think the design is great fun. And then there was this one from the same family. What was this one called? I think it's a similar name. This is also called an Eerie Welcome, but it's a different design. This reminds me of my one of my Donna Gelsinger stitchy pieces I might bring out in October. Nice haunted house, bits and pieces. And then this, I think this one is my favourite that's coming up. There's just something about this one. I think it's the purple that gets me. I think that's hilarious. I love this. I'm saying hilarious, and I think it's great fun. Look at the wonky house and the witch flying over the moon. It all screams Halloween. And witches are seen. So they arrive this week. So, as always, if you're interested in a bag in any of these fabrics, then please do get in touch with me, either over email or Instagram. The links are below. And we can have a chat about which fabric you like, what size of bag you like, and what it's going to cost you. Once we agree on all of that, then a bag will be forthcoming and will be sent out to you. And I enjoy making the bags, it's good fun. So, yeah, please, if there's any of those that, as Pam would say, razzle your berries, then hit me up and we'll see what we can do for you. Plans is the next section. So plans this week. I think probably for the rest of July and probably August, I'm going to until I get fed up, I'll try and concentrate on these two pieces I'm doing for Christmas. I'll maybe just swap them around every other day or so. So the Just One More Chapter, that one, and Ellers letter E, just to get some good progress into those. And then we hit September, then we had the Ember months. Oh, I love that when you get to that point of the year, as winter begins to rear, well, in this part of the world, winter begins to rear its head over the horizon. Oh, I love winter, I love autumn, winter. I don't know what it is, but I love when we get to the Ember months. So September, I'm thinking, at the moment I'm just thinking, these things are all subject to change. It's not even Ember months, it's Bear months, isn't it? Because October, September, October, November, December. Aye, October doesn't have an M in it. So the Bear months, brr, lovely, fabulous. Aye, so what was I saying there? September. Yeah, September. I think I might do sample September. So I've got some samples I should really put some stitches into. I've got Elizabeth Stevenson, that Queen of the May, and there's A Wavy Ride. Although A Wavy Ride might save to October. So in October, I think I might do some Halloween stitchings. I've got certainly 4 pieces I could work on in October, one a week. So there's a piece I started with Amanda over at Alba Stitcher last October for Halloween, a Doreen Jones piece. There's A Wavy Ride that started with Elaine at Ellie Stitcher, as you've seen the past couple of weeks from me. And I've got a couple of other Halloween pieces that I could easily slot into that haven't seen the light of day for a wee while. So that could be September, October stitching sorted. We shall see. That's in my head at the moment. And in other news this week, I think I'm probably going to do a wee Flosstube extra for you. Some of you have been asking about my stitching space in my sewing room, so I thought I would do a wee video tour of those. This will come with a health warning. If you're a neat freak, don't watch it. Well, do watch it, actually, it might be good for you. It will set you twitching. I am not at all neat and tidy, as you will see. Everything is just scattered. Basically, where I dropped it is where it lives. I know exactly where I dropped it generally. I usually have a good idea where all my stuff is. But what it is not is neat, organised and tidy. I'm looking at Carl's desk, which I have some of my stuff on, because he's still in bed sleeping. But normally his desk, you can actually see the wood in his desk. I'm looking at mine. There is something there holding everything up. I am trusting there's a good solid structure under it all. And as for the sewing room, aye well, there is a path. You can get in and out of the room. You can navigate from the room to the cutting mat to the sewing machine to a chair. But I wouldn't say any more than that about it. But I'm more than happy to show you the glories of it. I love it. I walk in that room and I just go, ah, that's so nice. Right. So that's what's happening this week. So keep an eye out for that. I'll probably record that maybe later on today or tomorrow. We'll see how we get on and get that posted up for your joy and pleasure. I think that's it for today. I don't think I have anything else to show you what's happening this week. What's in the diary? Have a look. I'm going into Edinburgh. Well, I'm taking Carl into Edinburgh. Not Carl. Carl into Edinburgh tomorrow. he has an appointment that he needs to attend, so I'll drive him in and God face the big smoke. And it's not till the afternoon either. I suppose I'll miss the morning rush, but I think when we come back I'll be caught up a wee bit in the evening rush. However, it's only once every 6 months or so we need to endure that, so I'll drop him off and then I'll find somewhere to abandon the car and wander around a wee bit. I usually, because I'm a tight ass, I can't bother paying for the parking in town, and there's nothing in town I want to see anyway, so I'll probably just park out at the Asda. There's a big Asda at Chester. I'll park there, maybe have a wander around, do a bit of shopping, and then there's a big Sainsbury's round the corner. I might wander in there and see what's new, see if there's anything interesting. The time I've done that, he'll be messaging me saying, "Can you come and get me?" So I'll go and pick him up and we'll wend our way back out. So that'll be tomorrow's excitement. What's happening Wednesday? I'm going to the physio in Bathgate to get my shoulder manipulated, examined, checked out, and tell me that my posture is absolute shite, which I've come to the conclusion is probably what's causing my upper trap problem. But we'll see what she says. Posture correctors. There's a thing. MD use posture correctors. These things you strap on your back and make you sit straight and pull your shoulders back. If you do, what do you think of them? Carl suggested that, and I was looking on Amazon, and they haven't, but they're doing a mixed review, so I'm going to ask her about it when I go to see her on Wednesday. And Friday, something's happening on Friday. What's going on Friday? Oh, I am off to the hygienist for my teeth. Ugh. I hate getting my teeth poked around with sharp implements, and then you've got to pay for the pleasure. Ugh. Ugh. However, keeps them clean, keeps them in my head, so it's worth it. I just lie back, think of Britain. Ugh. I can think of better things to be doing, however. There we are. Right, I think that's it. So today I'll be stitching on Love Lives Here. After this I'm off to get a cup of coffee and catch up in Heyday, get my farm up and running for the day. There's various challenges going on in that game at the moment, so I'll just work through those. How sad am I? I love playing this farming game, it's great fun. Where am I? I leveled up this week, I'm on level 73. And so sad, I've now got a baby farm that's at 30. Oh, it's so cute. So I'll sort that out, then I'll get to the stitching, and I think that'll be it until I come and speak with you next week. So as always, in the comments, please do tell me what you've been stitching on while you were watching me. Ask me any questions you want. I'll usually try and get to them answered. I usually go through your comments on a daily basis. Carl and I read through them and I'll answer them as I go. He's probably sitting there thinking, what the hell's he typing now? Because I sit for 5 minutes with my fat thumbs typing on my phone. So if there's spelling errors in there, it's my fat thumbs on my phone. That's all. My grammar is usually fairly spot on. Right, that's it. I'm rabbiting, so it's time to go. Thank you, everybody. Email, Instagram, links below. Get in touch. Whatever. Bags, please come and speak to me. I'm one of the people you can speak to. I'm certainly your man. There's various other lovely ladies out there who can make bags as well. So you are spoiled for choice. We are all spoiled for choice. Yeah, that's a lot. So I'll see you next Sunday, folks. Happy stitching. Have a great week. Bye.